So one of the challenges when Firemon started, we were in a nascent industry of cybersecurity, late 90s, early 2000s, and something that we saw in those days that really led to the founding of Firemon was that customers were buying boxes thinking they were buying security. So they'd buy a box, deploy a firewall, and say, I'm secure. And we recognized early on that it wasn't the firewall, it wasn't the box that delivered security, it was the policy. And from my perspective over the last 10 years, I feel like there's been many movements in Zero Trust that took on that same approach. People stamped ZTNA on a box and said, here you go, now you're secure. And we've got to get past that. But how do you think about it when you see all of these companies, many of which I wouldn't even say related to Zero Trust, sticking ZTNA or Zero Trust on their box?
Well, it can be frustrating because you're right, it's all about policy, right? And I've said for a long time, I grew up installing firewalls, and I would tell people, a firewall isn't a box, it's the rule. Each rule, think about that as an individual firewall, right? And so if you have 40,000 rules, you have 40,000 firewalls. That's how you should think about it. And so everything comes down to policy, and it comes down to what you're trying to protect. And a lot of people in Zero Trust just want a checklist, and they want to buy a box, and they want an easy button, then they don't want to think. Yeah. And you're always going to have that, but there's enough people who really want to do it the right way that it keeps me busy, and I don't have to worry about the people who are trying to just turn it into a product. But yeah, a lot of people are saying, I sell X, therefore Zero Trust equals X. Mm-hmm. And that's not true. Zero Trust is a strategy, it's not a product.